All right. So this is going to be for our shrimp. The very first thing we're going to do is get our poaching liquid going. Maybe. There we go. It does not. I'm going to be adding water to it. That's why I've got the water pitcher here. Nothing. It's got, I guess, a drip of water in it. I'm just adding water. About 4 pounds of water. That's going to be 2 quarts, 4 pints. 4 pounds water, or 2 quarts, 4 pints, all the same amount. Salt. We want to make this taste like the sea. So we're looking at about 90 grams of salt. 2 bay leaves. What these guys are. About 4 or 5 peppercorns. I think that's 6 or 7, but 4 to 7. 4 to 7. 2 grams of allspice. And then the juice and half of 1 lemon. So the spices obviously add flavor. The lemon is whoever's had fish and they're just like, I don't like that fishy flavor. So lemon has an enzyme. That enzyme helps cut through that fishy flavor. Yep. Half a lemon. All I'm going to do is literally squeeze it in because I want to get that juice out. Then I'm literally putting the entire thing just in here. Now we're just going to get this guy boiling. We wanted to bring it up to a simmer so that we could start getting all these flavors incorporated. We want to dissolve all that salt. All right. Next thing we're going to work on is our shrimp. Who has ever deveined shrimp before? Anyone? Anyone ever worked with shrimp before? Non-peeled? All right. So there are a couple different ways to do this. I'm going to show you my favorite way. I'll show you a different way. I'll go back to my way. All right. Guys ready? So these are our shrimp. These are just headless. They do have heads on, or they can come with heads on. We did not have heads because I didn't need you to cut them out. Yes. So you can either take your knife and run along the back and try and go through the shell that way. That opens it up. Then you take out the vein or the poop chute, the intestines. I typically go in, knife blade up, and I work it around. Now I can take off that shell. This guy does not have a vein inside of it. Sometimes they do not. Now I've got my shell and I've got my shrimp. My shell's going in the stock. Shrimp's going in here because I actually want to add more shrimp flavor to this. So if you do it the old-fashioned way, you kind of come in like this. Hopefully you've got a sharp enough knife that it cuts through that shell easier. So then that's right here is your vein. Make sure you get that out. That is bitter. That is poop. You do the same thing. Just peel. I just pinch at that end here, pull out that shrimp. Now, if you were going to do this in a large batch, instead of doing everyone individually like that, notice I'm having to set up my knife and set it down, put my knife down, pick it up. That is wasted time in a kitchen. Go through. First, just devein or give them all a cut. Then I would devein. Then I would peel. And just keep organized. I know these ones down here have been peeled. These ones up here have not. Make yourself an in pile and an out pile as you work. You guys are going to be using about 10 to 12 shrimp. So if you guys go to the grocery store, you see shrimp and it says 20 to 25. What does that mean? Anyone know? Shrimps per pound. So if it says 20 or 20 to 25, that means there's about 20 to 20. These size are about 20 to 25 of these per pound. So I'm going to give you guys about a half pound of shrimp. So that means you're going to do about half of that. So that's going to be anywhere from 8 to 12. Or sorry, 10 to 12. So I'm going to split the difference and tell you guys to use 11. And if you ever need help getting that vein out, you can always use your knife. It helps out a lot. Typically, you have these a little bit underwater or running water, and that just helps get stuff off too. I just don't have a sink right here. What? What? I you could theoretically, I wouldn't because then it actually sticks to the skin a little bit better. Peeling before you cook actually gets more shell off. Yeah, I'm throwing the shell in. The shell has a lot of flavor in it. I want that in my boil. The shrimp will go in after it's boiling. I want to get that shrimp flavor inside of here before it starts boiling. That way we get more shrimp flavor. We don't want to hide the shrimp. These things cost money. Why would I use shrimp if I want to hide the flavor? So we're going to let this simmer just a little bit to get some flavor in it. These will only take maybe a minute or two to cook. We want the temperature lower so they can stay in as long as possible, but we also do not want to overcook them. If you ever see a shrimp and it's fully curled up and it looks like a little ball, that means it's overcooked. You want them to be just kind of starting to bend. That's when you know they're good. What? That's why I put it down, turned it down. I brought it to a boil. Now I'm bringing it down to a simmer. That's because the allspice, it's we have ground right now. Typically, you'll use whole. All right, we're gonna let this go for about another couple minutes. I just want to make sure everything's got a chance to kind of marry and meld. What? Yeah, you will be dumping this out at the end. We are not keeping this liquid or anything. This is just so we can get some flavor on this shrimp. Yeah, we're putting the shrimp in and then we're taking the shrimp out. They're just getting a nice little hot bath. Get some flavor. Move this closer just so I can see. Want to come try it? You want to know what it's supposed to taste like? Ever had a shrimp boil? It's going to be salty. But you'll get all the other flavors in there with it. You don't need a lot of. Trust me, you don't want a lot because it's really salty. Yeah, it's supposed to taste like the sea. No one gets seawater in their mouth and goes, "Yay, I want more of that." But you have to have that much salt so that it can get into the shrimp. All right. Now we're going to add our shrimp in and let those guys get cooking. It is only going to be about a minute, minute and a quarter to a minute and a half that these guys are going to be in here. I want it just a low poach. All right. That's how fast they cook. That's why we wanted that flavorful stock. Yeah, it's like 30 seconds to a minute and a half. It all depends on how hot your liquid is. But see how that guy's starting to curl up more? That's where you're getting close to overcooked. We want them to have a nice C. They shouldn't be a full circle. No. One, two, three. All right. So those are my shrimp. That's what we'll make our salad with. This guy can be thrown away. We're just going to put these in the fridge to cool.